So today, we are going to discuss about the balance of payments. So you know that, so what is balance of payments? But if you take a company, okay, because you have studied financial accounting, have you studied or not? Financial accounting. So have you studied or not? Financial accounting? Yes or no?
So yes,
Accounting.
sir, we have studied.
Yes, yes. So what is the financial accounting? Financial accounting means, so it is an act of recording the business transactions which are of a financial character or which are of a monetary nature. So that you will be recording over a period of time. So that is for 1 year in a double entry book keeping. Okay, so as and when transactions are occurring in the business, so you are going to record the transactions. Yes or no? You are going to record the transactions as and when, so they are occurring in the business. So you are going to record the transactions. Okay, so there, okay, you might have studied the rules for journalizing the transactions. So what are the debit entries? What are the credit entries? So like that. So if you take a company, it is called financial accounting. Okay, if you take a company, it is called what? The financial accounting. But if you take a country, then it is called the balance of payments. Okay, then it is called what? The balance of payment. So balance of payment means it is a statistical record of, that is very, very important. Okay, so it is a statistical record of the country's international transactions. Okay, the country's international transactions with the rest of the world, with the rest of the world for a specific period of time, for a specific period of time, say 1 quarter or half-yearly or yearly, in a double book keeping entry. So in the form of what? In the form of double keeping book entry. So that is called what? The balance of payments. The first one is the systematic record of the country's international transactions, first one, or the statistical record of the country's international transactions, one. So that is recorded for a specific period of time. So specific period of time means, so quarterly or yearly, specific period of time. Okay. The third one is, so it is recorded in the form of double entry book keeping. They recorded in the form of double entry book keeping. So means we will be having the debits and credits in the balance of payments. So it is similar to the financial accounting. So financial accounting, it is for the company, the balance of payments for the country. Okay, country as a whole. Now, what are the company's international transactions you are recording in the balance of payment? Okay, so whenever the term comes to your mind, the balance of payment, so it is a statistical record or it is a systematic record of countries' international transactions with rest of the world, with the rest of the world for a particular period of time. So these three aspects you have to say. So that is the balance of payments. But here, if you take the balance of payments, mainly what are the country's international transactions you are recording in the balance of payment. One is the export and import of goods and services. Okay, export and imports of goods and services you are recording in the balance of payment. Next one is the cross-border investments. Okay, cross-border investments made in the stocks, or made in the bonds, or made in the international financial derivatives, or made in the businesses, or made in the real estates. Okay, made in the real estate. So these are called what? Okay, these transactions are recorded in the balance of payments. Okay, so that is all about what? The balance of payment. So here just you can see the definitions here. So it is mainly, okay, so all these, the country's international transactions are recorded over a certain period of time. So that is very, very important. Okay, because so it has the specific time dimension, that is this certain period of time, or it may be recorded for a quarter, or it may be recorded for a year. Then what are the objectives of the balance of payments, or the reasons for the balance of payments? Here one thing is there, okay, because balance of payment, so it is a statement showing the all debit entries of the country, all credit entries of the country. So you have to enter all the debit entries of the country, all the credit entries of the country. So that is called what? The balance of payment. So here, what are the main objectives of the balance of payments here? First one is the demand and the supply of a country's currency. Okay, the demand. So whether the country currency as the demand in the international financial environment, or the currency is appreciating in the international financial environment, then the currency is depreciating in the international financial environment. So that is depends upon the supply of the country's currency in the international market, or the demand for the country's currency in the international market. Okay. So simply that when you are exporting more goods and services from India to the rest of the world, so when you are exporting more goods and services, automatically the country will have the cash inflows. The country will have the cash inflows. The demand for Indian rupees so increased in the foreign exchange market. Okay, when you are exporting goods and services more. Okay, so when you are importing goods and services more. Okay, so when you are importing goods and services more, then you have to demand dollars in the foreign exchange market. Okay, you have to demand the dollars in the foreign exchange market. So for that, you have to supply the rupees. Okay, you have to supply the rupees in order to buy the dollars. So like that, so whenever there is a demand for a country's currency in the foreign exchange market, so automatically that currency is appreciating against another currencies. Okay, so whenever there is a supply pressure on the country's currency in the foreign exchange market, so then that particular currency is depreciating against foreign currencies in the foreign exchange market. So that is the demand and supply of the country's currency. Okay. The next one is called evolution of international competitiveness. Evolution of international competitiveness. So whether that particular country is globally or internationally competitive in terms of the GDP, or in terms of the industrial growth, or in terms of the business, or in terms of the market share, whatever it may be, whether the particular country is internationally competitive or not. Okay, because so when you want to invest in a shares of a particular company, so you will be checking what? So you will be seeing the balance sheets, income statements, or financial statements of the company. So before making any investments for buying the shares of that particular company. So we will be checking or not. Okay, so we are checking as an investor, as to check the company's financial statements. So before parking your wealth and funds in the shares of those companies. So like that, so when you are going global, okay, when you are going global to invest in the stocks of foreign companies, okay, stocks of foreign companies, what you have to do means, so you have to check the balance of payment of the country, okay, balance of payment of the country, whether the country has surplus balance of payment or deficit balance of payment. So based upon that, the country's international competitive positions or the country's economic competitive position is mapped in the international arena. So that is called the evolution of international competitiveness. So here, okay, the balance of payment is one of the indicators used by the international investors for making investment in the Indian stock exchanges. So that is also the second one. So third one is analysis of a country's potential. Okay, analysis of a country's potentials. So that is what the country's industrial growth, the country's industrial development, then the value of the goods and services produced by the country, then the country's GDP and everything. So this is a balance of payment. So will give you the data and information. So regarding the country's potentials in terms of the what? In terms of the industrial growth or in terms of the any exports. In terms of the exports, industrial growth, then in terms of the foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment. So all details, okay, all details and all informations you can get it from the balance of payment. So that balance of payment will give you information regarding the potentiality of the country, okay, potentiality of the country. So in terms of any industrial growth or in terms of GDP or in terms of the monetary policies. So all this, okay, the foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment. So you can take up any macroeconomic factor into, okay, you can take up any macroeconomic factor for analyzing the country's potential. So from the data provided by the balance of payment. So that is all about the objectives of balance of payment.